This is Marc Tobias at the Denver Police Department, District 1, with its commander, Paul Pazen. Paul, DPD has implemented a very high technology system that integrates data and databases and cameras and vehicles. And you've called it D-Dax. What does D-Dax mean?
So D-Dax is data-driven approach to crime and traffic safety. We gather information on specific crimes that take place, accidents that take place, and then analyze these different types of crimes, these different types of crashes to predict and plan where our resources will be most effective. Criminals typically utilize vehicles in order to commit their crimes. We are using that data to try to anticipate when these individuals will be out on our streets. Then using that data, we bring in this new technology piece, or this updated technology piece, in the new license plate readers. Our license plate readers capture information on the vehicle and capture information on the registered owner. We utilize both that data in order to try to apprehend individuals that may be driving stolen vehicles, as well as individuals who have warrants for their arrest. This new tool, this license plate reader, in the right areas, in the areas where the D-Dax is telling us day of week, time of day, where the crime is taking place, we've been able to really turn the tables on a lot of these criminals and take a lot of them off the street.
So in terms of hardware, because I was in one of your cruisers the other day with one of your officers, the hardware is actually 3 cameras that can read license plates while you're moving.
Correct.
And with infrared, so they can do it at night.
Correct.
And so your officers now have the capability of driving down the street, and it's capturing everything it sees within a certain range, and then it's instantly matching it against your database within the computer in the car and giving you a hit, and also storing the GPS coordinates so you know where that vehicle was instantly.
Correct.
Did I get that right?
You are correct. This is a game changer with regards to investigations as well. So if we have a homicide that occurs, we can utilize this information to help us in our investigation. Now, what's critical in this is this information is not stored indefinitely. It is only utilized, again, when trying to apprehend individuals who are wanted or may have a hit as relates to their registration or vehicle, and or the investigative leads that we can gather for these serious related crimes. So
you store all this information for a year in a database?
364
Right.
days, 1 day short of a year.
And then it's really destroyed?
And then the data is expunged, correct.
You wouldn't be working for the NSA, would you? They wouldn't subscribe to that policy, I don't think. So the really cool thing is, if you have a crime, or you have somebody casing an area, for example, and you go back a month, and one of your vehicles happened to catch that license plate, you've got information. Gangs are a problem in Denver. If you record a lot of gang activity, gang license plates, you've got a database to go back for interviews, for investigation. See, for me, with my background, that's even more important than the traffic aspect here, because it's giving the officers the capability to do something that they really couldn't do before, except on a one by one plate basis. And they'd have to run those plates through NCIC, CCIC, III, which is slow.
Right.
Compared to what you are doing now, which is instant.
Correct. This is automated, and our old system required manual input. The human being
you couldn't do it fast enough.
Exactly right.
And so how many vehicles do you have on the street now, and what's planned?
So we have license plate readers in each district. There are 6 districts currently. This tool has been a game changer for us in preventing crime, preventing traffic accidents, and helping us on investigations. So we do have plans to explore the possibility of getting additional license plate readers.
Where's your funding coming from? Because these are $11,000 a piece, which really isn't that much. But where do you get, is this federal funding or is this DPD funding?
Internal funding.
It is.
Correct.
And where's Chief White in all this? I read his bio. He's quite a progressive chief, came from Washington.
Correct.
Where's he at, and is he trying to drive your department really into the 21st century with technology?
You are exactly correct. Chief White is somebody that is trying to make the Denver Police Department a model police agency for the country. And we are constantly evaluating and reevaluating what it is that we do as a law enforcement agency in order to make ourselves better and serve our community better. And if that is data collection and implementing that data in order to merge with the technology piece, that is something that the chief has been very open to. This program, Data-Driven Approach to Crime and Traffic Safety, as well as the enhanced or updated license plate readers, is something that the chief has supported and worked very hard to move our department, our agency, forward.
So do you foresee every district car having this capability ultimately?
I don't know if
Or is it too expensive?
It's not a cost issue by any means. We absolutely still have to respond to 911 calls, and that is one of the primary purposes of our job, or primary focuses of our patrol officers. That said, our mission is the prevention of crime. So we will utilize any tool available to us now, or any tool that comes across that is developed. We are all about crime prevention. Now, these are the chief's words, and I'm going to share them with you because this drives what we do as an agency. Typically, as a law enforcement agency, if they get a 911 call on a burglary and an officer gets there fairly quickly, takes the report, maybe calls out the crime lab, does for fingerprints, an investigator gets the case, they run the fingerprints down and run it in a database and catch the burglar. That's pretty good police work, right? That's typically pretty good. If we can utilize data and anticipate where those crimes are coming based on the reports that have been coming in, identifying who the prolific burglars are in those areas, share that information with the precinct officer as to who is active in their neighborhood, and put some sort of inhibitor there, some sort of intervention to prevent that burglary from happening in the first place, that's really good police work. And that's what we're driving to. We're trying to prevent the crimes from occurring in the first place. Now, if the crime does occur, we will work extremely hard to identify the suspects and hold that person accountable. But really, we're all about prevention. Our focus is on preventing crime. This new enhanced license plate reader and then merging the license plate reader with the data is really helping us prevent these crimes from occurring in the first place.
So if you pull up to a crime scene, let's say domestic disturbance, whatever, and your car is sitting there, will it record license plates of vehicles that are coming up while the officer is inside, for example, a building, a residence, and alert him? If somebody pulls up, let's say a felony suspect pulls up and comes into the scene, will he know that?
If the officer is operating the license plate reader, if the vehicle is parked or the vehicle is moving, it captures vehicles of interest. And these are vehicles that have already been entered into the CCIC system. So it doesn't matter if the vehicle is stationary or the vehicle is in motion. But the system has to be on in order for it to capture the...
And DPD has led Colorado in this implementation. You were the first in the state. Is that correct?
To merge both the data and the D-Dax concepts with the license plate reader is something new and innovative that Chief White and the Denver Police Department move forward.
Are there any other departments in Colorado that have adopted this?
Yes, there are, and they're having great success.
And across the country, do you know? I know LA is running this. Even in South Dakota, we're running some of this.
Correct.
How many cities in the country are implementing this? Because this is a no-brainer.
It is a no-brainer. And again, many agencies are trying to utilize technology and data in order to help them further their mission.
Would you say, in summary, it's fair to say that this integration of optical character recognition and database integration is equivalent to the forensic side of what DNA did for law enforcement?
It has some of the same characteristics. It's as far as moving us forward, and anything that moves us forward and helps us keep our community safe is something that we will absolutely explore.
Has there been any objection? I know this has been in the media in Colorado. Has there been any public objection to this system?
So, we as Americans, we're always very concerned about privacy, all of us, and rightfully so. That is the important part here as well, is this information is not used against our private citizens. Again, this is only if the individual has a warrant for their arrest or there is something on the vehicle, a hit on the vehicle. We also utilize it for investigative leads, but that is, again, if this is a serious crime that has been committed, it is just capturing the vehicles in the area to help us identify potential witnesses that could ultimately lead to apprehension of the suspect.
Well, I think my readers and the public would be concerned if you had the ability to track where everybody was going all the time, but you don't have the vehicle concentration of camera-equipped vehicles, first of all, to do that.
You are exactly.
First of all, because your vehicles, it's not, I understand jurisdiction near here is going to start putting in cameras at intersections, Aurora, to start capturing data. That's a lot different than a roving vehicle, so it's a hit and miss whether it sees your vehicle and puts it in the database or not.
You are correct.
And so there's really no serious privacy concerns, especially if you're purging the database.
Right.
Have I missed anything?
You have not.
Paul, thank you very much for this information. It's very interesting.